Once upon a time, in a cozy village surrounded by green hills, there was a wise old sage named Guruji. People loved to hear his stories and seek advice because he knew a lot about feelings and how to stay peaceful, even when life got bumpy. One day, a young woman named Maya felt a bit lost and came to Guruji. "Guruji," she said, "you always seem so calm. How can I be like that too?" Guruji smiled kindly at Maya and mentioned for her to sit next to him. "Ah, Maya, my dear, let me share a little story with you and about the things I've learned along the way." As the sun set, casting a warm glow on the village, Guruji began his story. In simple words, he unfolded his experiences and the timeless wisdom that helped him understand emotions better. The villagers gathered around, excited to hear the teachings that could lead to a peaceful heart. Once upon a time, in a tiny village, there was a young boy named Madan, who had to work really hard just to get by. One day, he heard that a rich man was giving money to people who didn't have much. Excited about the chance to improve his life, he hurried to the village square. When he got there, the rich man saw how nervous and scared Madan looked. To help him, the rich man gave him a bag full of shiny gold coins. But because Madan was so afraid of losing it, he left behind his own bag of coins. Even though Madan now had a lot of money, he still felt scared and worried. Because of that incident, he was sad and wandering in the jungle far from people. That's when he found a cave. Inside the cave, he saw an old monk who was sitting quietly with his eyes closed. Madan was curious, so he decided to sit and watch the monk meditate. After some time, the monk opened his eyes and noticed Madan. The monk could see that Madan was troubled by strong emotions. Madan admitted, "I find it hard to control my feelings, especially when things are tough." The monk kindly invited him to sit beside him. The monk introduced Madan to the practice of mindfulness. He taught him to observe his thoughts and emotions without judgment, to simply acknowledge their presence and let them pass like clouds in the sky. Madan diligently practiced mindfulness every day, sitting under the shade of a Bodhi tree, focusing on his breath and the sensations within his body. Gradually, he learned to detach from his emotions, understanding that they were transient and not a true reflection of his inner self. As Madan's mindfulness deepened, the monk shared the importance of compassion. He explained that being emotionless did not mean being cold or unfeeling. Instead, it meant responding to life's challenges with understanding and love. Madan started to cultivate compassion for himself and others, helping his fellow villagers with their problems, offering a compassionate ear and a helping hand. Guruji unfolded Madan's transformation into a wise guide for the villagers. Years passed, and Madan had grown into a wise and serene individual. He had become a source of guidance for the villagers, helping them navigate the turbulent waters of their own emotions. He was often sought after for advice, and his words carried the weight of wisdom. One sad day, a sickness spread through the village, making everyone feel very sick and sad. People's homes were affected, and the plants in the fields got all weak. The villagers were very upset, and they looked to Madan for comfort, thinking he would be sad too. But instead, he stayed strong. Madan, with a kind heart, helped everyone feel better. He comforted the villagers and worked together with them to fix their homes and grow new plants. Even though things were tough, Madan stayed calm. He explained that it's okay to feel sad when bad things happen, but we can find peace by not holding on to those sad feelings too tightly. He told them that feelings, just like the weather, come and go. Madan's strength and understanding helped the villagers believe that, even during the tough times, they could work together and make things better. As the years went by, Madan felt a calling within him to deepen his understanding of emotional detachment and inner peace. He decided to embark on a journey to a distant monastery nestled high in the Himalayan mountains. The monastery was renowned for its teachings on the profound aspects of the mind and emotions. With a kind heart, Guruji continued, Madan bid farewell to the villagers who had become like family to him and began his arduous trek through treacherous terrains and challenging weather. He reached the secluded monastery perched on the edge of a misty cliff. The monks there welcomed him warmly, sensing his earnest desire for knowledge. At the monastery, Madan met a wise and humble mentor named Lama Nuna. Lama Nuna had spent a lifetime delving into the intricate workings of the human mind and emotions. She shared with Madan the ancient teachings of the monastery, which went far deeper than anything he had encountered before. Madan's days were filled with meditation, contemplation, and insightful discussions with the monks. He began to explore the depths of his own consciousness, confronting the emotions he had suppressed or ignored. With Elder Nuna's guidance, Madan unearthed long-buried fears, insecurities, and attachments. As he faced these emotions head-on, he realized that true emotional balance required not just detachment, but also a profound understanding of the self. By acknowledging and accepting his own emotions, Madan discovered that he could help others navigate their own emotional landscapes with greater wisdom. After several years of intensive study and meditation, Madan felt that he had acquired a deeper understanding of the human mind and emotions. He knew it was time to return to his village and share the wisdom he had gained. Guruji expressed, upon his return, the villagers noticed a transformation in Madan. He radiated a sense of peace and clarity that was palpable. They gathered around him, eager to hear about his journey and the teachings he had received. Madan shared his experiences and the profound lessons he had learned at the distant monastery. He taught the villagers the importance of self-awareness, compassion, and understanding in achieving emotional balance. The village, already familiar with his wisdom, embraced these teachings wholeheartedly. Over the years, the village became a haven of emotional resilience and wisdom. Inspired by Madan's journey, the villagers learned to confront their own emotions and respond to life's challenges with equanimity. The ripple effect of Madan's teachings spread far and wide, touching the lives of countless individuals who sought the path to emotional mastery. As Madan grew older, he continued to guide and inspire the villagers and anyone who comes seeking his wisdom. His legacy became a beacon of hope and transformation in Nepal and beyond. In the end, Madan's story taught the world that becoming emotionless did not mean denying one's humanity or suppressing emotions. Instead, it meant understanding the profound nature of emotions, embracing them with compassion, and using that understanding to navigate the ever-changing currents of life with grace and wisdom. As the villagers absorbed the final chapters of Madan's extraordinary journey, Guruji, with a serene smile, addressed the gathered crowd under the peaceful shade of the Bodhi tree. He said, "My dear friends, let Madan's story be a timeless guide in your hearts. Embracing your emotions, practicing mindfulness, and nurturing compassion are the threads that weave the tapestry of a peaceful existence." Madan's legacy teaches us that the true essence of emotional balance lies not in avoiding feelings, but in understanding and embracing them with kindness. May his journey inspire you on your own quest for inner peace, and may the eternal wisdom of the Himalayas reside within each of you. With those words, Guruji's eyes reflected the tranquility of a sage, and the villagers, carrying Madan's legacy in their hearts, felt a profound sense of gratitude for the wisdom that had been shared. The story of Madan, the emotionless sage, became a living parable, echoing through the hills and valleys of Nepal, reminding all who heard it that the path to emotional balance is a journey of self-discovery and compassion. Guruji, with a solemn tone, continued to narrate the story. With those final words, my dear listeners, Madan closed his eyes, and a serene smile graced his face. It was as if the very essence of tranquility had settled upon him. He took his last breath, and a profound stillness enveloped the village. The villagers, caught between grief and reverence, sensed a sacred moment as they knew that Madan had transcended the earthly realm. His spirit seamlessly became a part of the very soul of the village. Madan's passing marked the beginning of a new chapter in the history of this village. They didn't mourn in despair. Instead, they chose to celebrate his wisdom. The villagers, ever resilient, continued to follow Madan's teachings, incorporating mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness into their daily lives. It was as if Madan's spirit lingered in the rustling leaves of the Bodhi tree, whispered in the flowing waters of the nearby river, and resided in the hearts of those who had been touched by his profound wisdom. Madan's wisdom continued to ripple out into the world, inspiring countless individuals to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery and emotional balance. Guruji, with a reflective gaze, shared, "Generations passed, my friends, and the village witnessed its own transformations. However, the legacy of Madan endured through the ages. His story became a timeless narrative, whispered around campfires, echoed in temples, and engraved in the hearts of those in search of a path to inner peace." As Guruji finished telling the story, he shared a simple thought with everyone. Madan's story keeps going, teaching us something important. It tells us that to be emotionally balanced, we shouldn't hide our feelings, but understand and be kind to them. Thanks for joining us on Madan's incredible journey. Let Madan's story stay in our hearts. If his story touched you, share it with others so they can feel inspired too. Subscribe to our channel for more simple and wise stories. Let's spread peace and understanding together.